The basic difference between an ordinary man and a warrior is that a warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse.
Everyone sees everyone other as through their prism, through their sphere. And when you start to tell about yourself, you just put right the focus of the people, for the people to think about you. If I would describe me, I would say that I'm a pretty courage person to try new things, different life experiences. Sometimes it's more of a fear of do something. Like if you would ask me, hey Dennis, let's go and jump from the bridge today, I would say, give me 5 seconds. Okay, let's go. In some things I'm a competitive person. I do want to believe that I'm a pretty smiley person. Majority of people who know me more close say that I'm a kind person. Some of those people say that I, from time to time, might be a very rude person and like building brick wall in front of the people, pushing them to do something. I consider myself sometimes I can be such a person. Last thing, I think it's energy. Life is so interesting thing that in our greatest moments and our greatest failures, we always remember the childhood, different things. So somehow we are trying to connect everything that we do today or going to do tomorrow to the childhood. I haven't seen any person who is not doing that. So no matter we lived like a poor life in the not very good region, I would say, I still remember those snowy winters when on the first snow, lots of snow, we just came with the water to do the skating. On our floor there were 2 Dennises. The second one was 2 or 3 years older than me. There was another one in the place that I lived in, and we had very good friendship, I would say. Because of the kind of pure region and my parents were not highly educated, they were putting lots of efforts into the education for me and from my brother. That is why instead of us spending time on street with all of those other strange people who got drunk, they said, okay, there is a musical school nearby, go and study the musical school. So I was studying the flute and piano. I hate it. But the thing is that when we were thinking about selling the flute and buyers came to our home already, I told my mom, hey mom, let's not do that. And still flute is at my parents' home. I will definitely get it when I will settle down somewhere. I was studying French in school, but all the IT and the games and the popularity of English rised up, and there was additional courses, English courses. I was able to do the homework pretty quickly. I would say either it is the homework for a musical school or a general school, and sometimes I did lie to my parents that I did the homework, but I was studying pretty well. It mostly was closer, we have this 5 marks grade, and I was in between 4.5 and 5, so even if I would not do all the homework, like parents didn't ask me, so that way I could like say, hey, I did everything, I will go play football. Mom was telling, hey, did you really do this? Of course, mom, just go and play. So yeah, sports and computer games, there was like, I think the computer game industry back in the days was not so massive, and the games were completely different than they are right now. They were mostly about the idea, the other worlds, the puzzles, the quests, the universes that were created by people were completely different, and they developed a certain kind of the skill set and the mindset. Again, getting back about like thinking about yourself from the different angle, it is really important to think about the world from the different angle. I didn't have my computer. And that is, I was betting, and my parents say, if you want me to complete the musical school, then you buy me a computer. And I had two of my friends here, and I think sometimes they hate me because I was calling them, hey, what are you doing today? Can I come and play? And then first computer classes appeared, and I studied the MS-DOS, so it was kind of, there was a class, half of the time you're trying to do something like copy files, create new directories in the MS-DOS, and then half of when you've done all the exercises, you could play the games. Yeah, I wanted to make the games. When I tried to graduate to Lyceum, the Belarusian State's University, my mom was like asking my teachers, hey, is the kid that Dennis plays so a lot of games? They were saying it's better for him to play now than the later. A lot of girlfriends were, hey, you're playing while other men do men things. They go and drunk with the friends, they go to the striptease club or whatever, you just play games. What the hell is that? But at the same time, my parents were supportive. If I could do something useful with the computer, kind of the mathematics, the programming, so that was kind of the balance. I think in childhood it's very important to balance how much you are kind of protected versus how much you are not protected. So my childhood was kind of about the contrast, if I'm thinking about that right now. It's a contrast in between kind of the pure region, the drunk people, the sports, the musical school, the computer games, the mathematics, the physics, good friends. It's so much diverse that helps you to build a personality from the different angles. The more things you try in the childhood, I think, when I would become a parent, hopefully, the more things you try, the more views you have about the life, what it is.
My childhood dream was about Saint-Tropez. There's a good story about the Saint-Tropez, because when I was a kid, I did always watch the movies with Louis de Funès, gendarme from Saint-Tropez. When I first earned some money, I did come to the travel agency and saying, they were asking me, hey, where do you want to go? And I said, hey, maybe I can visit the Saint-Tropez. They say, you know, Dennis, you have to earn 10 times more.
And then to university, my line of education was called, my profession kind of, analytics and computer mathematics. And then it's definitely the first work was IT work for $100 a month, like this one. He was working like 8 hours a day in some company, gaining your first experience with that. And I was always like saying I'm a lucky person. I always loved and still love my job. Yes, it can like ruin me. There are some days when you're... Can I just call them and say that I'm sick? Just, Mom, can I skip the work today? No, you cannot. Yeah, sometimes those things happen, but in this way I really like to have people that are like, do not like what they are doing for a living. That's, you spend the majority of your life or your conscious day, right? It's so important to find things that you can express yourself. So before joining my current company, I was in 2 IT companies. Both of them were working mostly on the local market, so the level of the knowledge that I had about programming was kind of the basic one. When I was trying to pass an interview to EPAM, I was so unsuccessful. The first thing, when I firstly gave them my resume and I put the main programming language as a JavaScript, it was 2008, I think. They were telling me that it's not the language. No one needs your JavaScript, and HTML is it's nothing, just forget about it, study Java. You can look into industry right now, yeah. And then on the interview, there were, I think, up to 8 managers in front of me. I was really a schooler nearby the whiteboard trying to write some code, explain different things, and they were sitting like this one. I was, I think, around 26 years old already, 25 probably, 26. They were asking me the question, hey, whom you would like to be in 5 years? Guys, I don't know. like, I enjoy what I'm doing. Like, I still want to enjoy what I'm doing. Do you want to be a manager or the programmer or the people manager? Like, I don't know. When I did move to Lithuania for the first month, my company paid an apartment somewhere nearby the Ozas. It was October, but still a bit warm. I was just making the coffee and standing on the balcony drinking the coffee, and I thinking, hey, Denis, how it's appeared that you just come here to establish an office for a big company from scratch? And like, I don't know. I think the roots of that are lying far away from the childhood. I did never have and I don't have an education like to build a company, nothing like a business school or anything like that. I was just doing different things back in the Belarus, and I kind of was proactive and self-nominated myself and say, hey, if you need any help, I can help. They told me, we don't need help, but if you consider to own that and to be responsible for that, this is an opportunity. Okay. After I said yes, I was postponing the move as much as I could, because this was the time I have completed my construction in the flat, the vinyl, the acoustics, I had a motorcycle, so I settled down kind of my life. So I did majority of the things that I was striving for, that I wanted to do around me, and it was, okay, now you're like Münchhausen, dragging you up like to the next challenge. My brother was like being a teenager in a very good region, like having different friends. Sometimes after the college, he came back home a little bit drunk, and my mother was saying, ah. Once upon a day, he came back late and not drunk. My mother was saying, hey, where have you been? He said, don't beat me, I was in a Christian church. What? I was around 6 or 7 years old. That is how I came to the Christian church. And I think there are some very good values propagated there. One of the values was, if you do something in your life, whatever it is, hobby, it is like cooking, it is work, it is sports, like do as best as you can. I have seen so many people, they hate what they're doing, and they hate everything. They change, they blame on the job, they come to the other job, they blame other job, they blame other job, they're always about the blaming. And what's the point in living there, So the first study for me were, if you do something, do it good. And that is what I was always trying at work. If I do really like implement some feature, let's do the best what I can right now. What's the point like wasting time? Then it's okay, good feature, then okay, then I had the responsibility, okay, you're doing good features, maybe you can lead a stream. Okay, I studied the theory, what is the Scrum, what is the Kanban, let's do my best. And when you do your best and you not succeed, it's same good experience, right? You did your best, you failed, that's right. Go and try once more. This is the second lesson. Always, let's go further, let's go further, let's go further.
But when you are in the middle of the trip, it's unfair to get back. It's one of the unique opportunities to make it further, make it further, make it further.
There are a couple of interesting moments. So when I was in trip, I was living completely different, not structured life. When you're living kind of in the one place, it's more or less structured. You know that today from 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. you will have the breakfast, then you will have the work, then you probably will have the sports. You definitely have the sports on the weekends. Here you live every single day differently, and you kind of open to whatever happens. Like you have broken your bike or you have broken the tire or whatever, you have to do the things. And I was like challenging myself, hey, can I do this on a constant basis? And I was kind of surprised that I'm able to live that. Like, it was more or less comfortable. So yeah, because I was working all of the time, majority of the time, I was a little bit exhausted with lots of trouble, but it was kind of okay. You very rarely question yourself when everything is good. When everything is good, you're just enjoying that. And to become better in the physics or in the soul, in the spirit, you have to question yourself.
There were anchor cities in the Europe that I wanted to stay. There were some countries that I cannot visit. I think it's like very short-term planning. So you need to consider the weather, the work, what meetings you have. Do you need to be online with the camera enabled in these meetings? You need to consider what hotel to stay. I think 60% or 70% of the cases, when I'm on the road, I'm deciding on the next stop and next hotel, like 1 hour before the hotel, 1 hour before the stay. So literally I'm sitting on the gas station saying, hey, I have 2 hours. I'm driving, for example, to Barcelona. I'm not able to make to Barcelona in 2 hours. Where can I stay? The idea was to make it as far as possible and then as fast as possible to get back. Previously, I have been to Vienna a couple of times, and I was so amazed and shocked about the architecture, those imperialistic, huge streets, and I got the promise to myself that once upon a day, I will travel on my motorbike there. I think the major motivator for the trip was to look at this world from the different angle, to stress out my body, my mind, to put myself on the much more stress. I'm the guy who likes to be at home, like to sit at home, watch TV series, do some sports. So getting back to the question, I think the major motivator is to change myself through completely different experiences. It is just me and the road, and the birds are flying in the sky, there is a beautiful sunset. And you just enjoy this real moment, like understanding you're somewhere in the middle of the space, no one knows where that is. You're such a happy person driving on the bike on the road, you're alone, no one else there. And that's the moment of life. Those moments will stay in your mind forever.
The thing is about how good you're prepared to use this moment. So the same with business, the same with life. How good you are, how ready you are in your spirit, in your soul, in your body to take this moment and understand that this is the moment. Because all of us have those moments all of the life. So there is a luck. And the thing is how much you're prepared to use this small chance of luck in your life. I used this chance, I was preparing for that through my work, through my body, through my soul.
And it's worth every single second and the minute and an hour I spent driving here.
The conclusion is life is complex, right? And you have to find your way, not looking for anyone to help you to find it. Do your best to leave the world a better place than you have entered it, and gain the knowledge and understanding to share with everyone for us as a humanity to become better. There is no person in life that can help you to find your way, your happy way. Spend your time with yourself. Ask the most tricky questions to yourself, accept your normal, and if you have not started your journey, your personal journey today, just start it.